I just have a quick question, guys. I'm just a little curious why whenever Mattel does a special version of Mater, whether it be the Racing Red version, the Pixar Fest version, or the metallic version, or now the Disney 100th Anniversary Special Edition version, they always use the brand new Mater version of him and not the very much so more common regular Rusty Mater. Are we body shaming Mater? Come on. I want to see regular Mater as metallic. Wouldn't that be awesome? It would be kind of like a bronzish brown. I think it'd be awesome. I'd love to see that right here. I'd love to see him without his hood. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but they're using brand new Mater way too much when he only appeared in one scene in the movie in a brief flashback. Whew. All right, guys. Welcome back to another Mr. Docket presentation. Obviously, today we have the special edition Disney 100th Anniversary version of Mater. He's in this white, silver chrome metallic with a teal metallic hood. Looks awesome. The past couple days now, I've reviewed some of the other ones in this series, like Doc Hudson and Lightning McQueen. So check out my reviews for them in the description below and card suggestion pop-up. And also, this came out of 2023 Singles Case F, which I will also have linked and in the card suggestion pop-up. Another truly amazing case. I mean, 8 new cars, that's pretty unbeatable. I don't think we've gotten more than that in a long time. So yeah, let's dive right in here with the review. You guys probably are pretty used to this packaging by now. For those who aren't, I'm just going to go through it quickly. It's a little bit different from your main card backs. They have cut off corners instead of the rounded corners, and this side here cuts in and out instead of being straight, like you have on your typical Red Riders packaging. So makes it look a little bit more edgy and fits in with the diamond kind of shard prism type motif they're going for on the card back here. You have Sully, Woody, Dory, Lightning McQueen, Miguel from Coco, and Mrs. Incredibles. So some good characters for sure, some good movies from Pixar. I think those are all Pixar movies. And on the back, you have a shot of all 6 of the special edition cars that they're doing for the 100th anniversary of Disney. Obviously, right now, it's unknown if they're going to do a second wave of these. But if it were, if you asked me right now, I would say probably not. I highly doubt we'll see any more of these. But it certainly isn't out of the realm of possibility. I think there are a lot of characters that they could feasibly do in this line. And some, like I've talked about, that I personally would have maybe included instead of some of these. But hey, that's just me. I would have done Mater undoubtedly. But like I said earlier, I would have done regular Mater. I don't know why we always feel the need to use brand new Mater. Now, I'm sure they're probably hey, it's just way easier to paint. It's cleaner. You don't have to worry about the missing hood and get all intricate with the engine there. It's just way better. It looks better. But I don't know about that. Maybe the first couple times, sure. But give me a metallic Mater. I think that just would be awesome. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. All right, I'll be right back with him all opened up. Now, as you can see, we have a literal metric ton of other versions of Mater to compare him to. You guys are probably thinking, why on earth do you have Taco Truck Mater back there? He has no relevance to this at all. I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm going to prove you guys wrong, because that's a pretty awesome Mater back there, and I am liking what I'm seeing with this one right here. So yeah, I was a little questionable on the choice to make the hood metallic, because obviously with McQueen and Doc, it was pretty obvious they made the most recognizable decals on them, the metallic color, of their main body. So blue for Doc, for Fabulous Hudson Hornet, and then the red bolt, even though, his bolt's not necessarily red all the time, at least, on the regular version of McQueen, but it's his most iconic color coupled with the most iconic piece to his design. And so when you get to cars like Mater and Sally, you're like, well, what do we do? Do we make the doors? Because he does have, of course, decals on the doors that say Tow Mater Towing and Salvage, but that's so small and kind of whimsical. I don't know. And so they obviously settled on the hood. I don't think that was a bad call at all. Again, I think they could have done the regular version of Mater, and then they would have just made him completely white and then made like a part of him metallic brown. I don't know. I think that just would like make the engine. Wouldn't that be awesome? I think that's actually how you do it. Just imagine this Mater and this exact same color here, and then you just you make this engine, which is die-cast metal. You make that metallic brown. Tell me that wouldn't look amazing. I think that would look incredible because it's such like a weird piece to make metallic. It would just be so edgy and cool. So that's what I would have done. But yeah, that's why, I guess I don't work for Mattel, but sometimes I think I could really help out over there. Anyways, this expression that they're using for Mater is kind of new, but yeah, I mean, pretty much the same as the one that they've been using on brand new Mater before. You could just tell that the eyes, they look a little bit bigger, they're a little closer together, they're a little lower, so those are a few differences. And then with this racing red one, kind of the same deal there. So technically it is a new expression, but the mouths are the same. And I do like how this metallic teal looks. Like, I think it's sleek. He's obviously solid metal die-cast because the back half and the front are die-cast, so that's awesome. And it just really kind of flows together. The hood was definitely, if you're just kind of going with the basic decision, that's like your safest call. Yeah, let's just do the hood. That's like an easy little component that has a start and an end. If you start like something in here, or the roof or something, you're like, well, where do we stop? Do we go all the way down to the windows? Like, I totally see, how they probably ran to a dilemma there. But again, we'll get to Sally when we get to Sally, but I'm telling you, you should have just done regular old Mater for this release, because that is what is most recognizable. When people see, especially the, just regular Cars fan, somebody who's not as a hardcore as us, they come in and they see this and they're like, wait, Mater, he didn't look like that. Mater was rusty, he was dirty, he didn't have his hood, right? They made a whole big deal about that in the Cars movie, and then they just ignore it every time they do one of these special releases. So, I don't know, just me, again. SO4A means he was made during the 4th week of 2023 at the A factory, so that was just about 2 months ago, which is pretty cool. It's pretty close to, the release date. Now, I know I have these kind of early, but still. And then the rest of him is just this kind of like silver metallic, white metallic. His plastic pieces, including the side view mirrors, the tires, and the towing cables and hook, are all in this plastic gray, which looks pretty good and it's consistent with what they've been doing on everything else. For McQueen, you got that too, and for Doc, you obviously have that on his bumper and grill there. So I like that consistency. These all are going to look incredible displayed next to each other. So yeah, now is time to compare this Mater to a bunch of other Maters. We're going to start with just the regular Chinese version of brand new Mater. So yeah, the expression has changed since whenever this bad boy came out, which wasn't maybe quite as long as you'd think ago. 2974, so that was 2014, 297th day of 2014. I remember I got this in 2015 to replace my original brand new Mater because it chipped, and that was really sad. It's funny that this car and Greta seem to have been like the just easiest to chip cars in my collection growing up. Those probably like sustained the most beating, and I just think it's kind of almost because of their like pointy parts. I don't know. I mean, especially for Greta, she does kind of have like the fins and the pointy headlight covers, but I don't know why for Mater. Maybe it's because the paint's just a little more fragile. Who knows? But there's a quick little story for you. Yeah. I would say that's a pretty good looking metallic teal. We have Racing Red Mater, who came out in 2021, is the hardest to find Racing Red release because the case that he was released in was so limited and poorly distributed. I never found one in a store, never found Will Rush in a store, who was his casemate. Who was else in that case? Grammar. Racing Star Luigi and Guido were in that case. They're also pretty rare, but since it's a pretty minor version of them, not as many people care as with Racing Red Mater, who's such an awesome version. And then here you have his predecessor, the metallic brand new Mater that came out in the latter half of 2020. These two look awesome together, I will say that. They look really, really good. Just kind of like how Lightning McQueen looked great with his Racing Red version because they had like inverted colors. And then now you kind of have that same thing going on with these two. All right. Now, here we're going to get into a couple customs for a second. This is a factory custom chrome version of brand new Mater. So again, even the factory customizers are like, yeah, I don't want to deal with that, missing hood. It just gets messy. I'm just, whoa, what the hell, Mater? Keep your pants on, dude. Jesus. Ooh. Sorry you guys had to see that. But anyways, like I said, a factory custom, so you're going to have little mishaps like that. But we all know it wasn't Mater at the Tokyo party who, leaked oil. But anyways, yeah, you could tell these factory customizers, just kind of wanted to get it out. They didn't change the eyelids or anything like that. Like, this is exactly the same. But everything else is in chrome. And I love these. I have a lot of these. Dude, pull your pants up, man. All right, thank you. And I like them. But they, just are strikingly factory customs because of some of the shortcuts that you could see that they took. But definitely had to show it as a comparison because of how similar they are, both brand new Maters. See, now this guy did it right. You guys are wondering, what on earth is that now? This is a handcrafted custom from a convention, some sort of convention. I have no idea what convention. I don't know who made it. If you are the customizer, please show yourself. I got this from somebody who got it from maybe somebody else, and then that person got it from the original source, the original vendor. So I have no idea. It actually originally came in a package, and I was like, why am I keeping a custom packaged in a custom package? Let me crack this open. So I did just that, and I am enjoying him loose very much so. But yeah, whoever made this, props to you, man. You knew how to do it right using regular Mater. I do like even how you left the eyelids like that because the brown does actually kind of create a nice little complement. And honestly, it does on the factory custom version too. Left the tires as is, but painted the towing cables black. And I also think he might have replaced the siren up top. That just does not look like a supercars characteristic siren. It just looks a little bit better, you know what I'm saying? That looks like you took it off of a Matchbox car because it has a little bit of transparency to it, and they never did that, right? Somebody tell me that I'm not crazy right now. They have never done a siren on Mater like that. It's always been just a blob of orange. Never anything as fancy as this. This definitely was taken from something else. So yeah, if you guys know where that came from, let me know. But yeah, this was super well done. The paint's tremendous quality, and even the black towing cables look great. So yeah, there is that. Then here we have a Mater who also, he's a completely different color from his hood, and the Disney 100th version shares that in common. You can see he's got the teal hood there. See, again, this is another reason why they made such a big deal about Mater not having his hood, because he finds it in the credits of Cars 2 and then sneezes it off back down into the abyss, and you're kind of sad for him, but at the same time you're like, hey, Mater, you look better without the hood. You look better like that. And yet Mattel is just like, nah, Mater, you look better brand new 40 years ago. So here's the Pixar Fest version of him that came out couple years ago now in metallic blue, slightly different shade than the metallic version of brand new Mater. You guys won't be able to tell on camera that much, but the Pixar Fest version's bluier, whereas the regular one here on the right is more teal / turquoise. So the fact that they've already done so many Thailand Maters like in this metallic is kind of wild. This is the fourth, no, not you. This is like the fourth special edition Thailand metallic Mater. That's insane. Now let's get a little bit wilder. We have Moon Mater. I just thought because he's decked out in white, kind of similar colors. I don't know, not really. I love this expression on Mater, by the way, because it's so accurate to the shorts. Golden towing cables. Heck yeah, man. Taco Truck Mater. He's also decked out in white. And yeah, that's all I got. I just couldn't go a video with showing so many Maters and not showing Taco Truck Mater because he's just like one of my favorite cars ever. And definitely one of my favorite versions of Mater. They not only nailed just like the detailing, but his expression, again, I love that he's looking off to the side. His mouth is gaping open. And whenever a car is looking off to the side, you could probably guess that's in like my top favorite cars because it just gives it way more personality. When you're looking dead ahead like this, you look a little robotic. And guess what? We have two more Maters that are looking to their sides. It's a real treat for us here today. This is Ivan Mater. They probably call him now Mater as Ivan because that's what they do for disguises, like Lightning McQueen as Chester Whipplefilter or Cruz Ramirez as Francis Beltline. I think they did that even with somebody else recently. Lightning McQueen as Easter Buggy. That one was just dumb in my opinion because McQueen wasn't really necessarily trying to play the part of the Easter Buggy. I don't know. That one just was weird to me. And here we have Tokyo Mater from, I think this was a 2014 Walmart exclusive 3-pack. Love this expression. Again, very accurate to the episode when he actually gets his modifications. You guys are probably going to comment right now, episode, it was a short. Sometimes the comments I get are just so petty. So petty. But I know you guys watching right now, you troopers who've made it through the whole video are not those people. And alright guys, that is all. Here is just a regular Mater. But you guys gotta let me know in the comment section below. So far, who is your favorite Disney 100 release? It's gotta be one of these three. It's really tough for me to decide between McQueen and Doc. But I am going to go with Doc. I like his expression a lot. It's probably the best Doc expression that they've ever done. But, you know, Mater's also nice. I just don't think he really has that it factor. And I also think that the Mater market is just a little oversaturated right now. Like I said, it's the fourth like special edition metallic Mater we've gotten in the last 3 years. That's way too much. That is literally way too much. The Pixar Fest Mater could have been cut. I think even the brand new metallic Mater should have been cut. You know, especially looking ahead toward maybe the Disney 100. But hey, I don't know. I just think that's a lot. All right, guys, thanks for watching as always. And I'll see you next time for another video. Bye now.